Hello, everyone, and welcome to our custom investment enhancements. The custom investments will now start supporting staff module, task module assignments, and also the ability to track actuals. These modules are available to our customers that can be included using blueprints. Any customers already using custom investments will see these new modules available in the blueprints that they can include to their existing blueprints, or they can create a new blueprint and add them to that. As part of these new modules, there are also going to be security rights that are going to be available that the customers would have to grant to their users in order to see these modules when accessing the custom investments. The modules for the custom investments can be added using the blueprint. So as starting 15.7.1, when you navigate to the blueprint for the custom investment, you will be able to see these new modules available. They can be just dragged and added to the current blueprint for the end users to be able to leverage them. The new modules are in addition to the existing ones that were already there in custom investments, which includes the links, financials, and the sub-object. The new and the existing modules can be added to, like I mentioned, to the existing or created as part of the new blueprints. In addition, because we are also bringing in new rights for each one of these modules, you can also associate your custom investments to an OBS. The OBS can be used for security rights, or it can be just used for filter purpose. The OBS essentially is assigned using the studio component of Clarity PPM. And once added, you will see the OBS field available to your object attribute. In order for that OBS to be available to the modern UX, you have to ensure that the API alias key is populated. Otherwise, you will not see that OBS attribute in the modern UX. Once the API attribute key is populated, the attribute is treated just like any other in the grid view that you can include using the available columns in your grid view. And once added, the user can essentially populate the OBS for each individual custom investment instance. We have also introduced the custom investment navigate right in this release. What that means is when you go and assign rights to your users, you will see a new right called custom investment navigate. This right controls the ability for your end user to be able to see this custom investment link in your menu. Without this right, the end user will no longer see this menu link and subsequently will not be able to see any custom investment type underneath that. Once you grant them the custom investment navigate right, the next thing that the end users need is the navigate right to that individual custom investment. So in this example, I have about 6 different custom investments. In order for me to be able to see all 6 or any subset of these custom investments, I need to make sure I can see or I have the navigate right for that specific custom investment. So in this case, I have 6 additional navigates rights, which is the contracts, IT inventory, medical center, and so on. Having those rights lets me see the tile within my custom investment area. In order for me to be able to see the custom investment instance, I need the view right within that custom investments. So you can see essentially for me to be able to see my contracts, at a minimum, I need 3 rights. The right to see this link, the right to go inside the contracts, and then the right to be able to see the instance within the contracts itself. Here are some more details. These are all the rights that get automatically created when you create a new custom investment. Essentially, You get the custom investment navigate right, you get the view right, the ZOG rights, and then the financial plan rights for those, along with the task investment. These are very similar to the rights you get when you see a project that can be assigned to the individual resources. These rights are available as either a global right, instant right, or an OBS right. There are also rights for your sub-objects. So if you have created a sub-object underneath your custom investment, then you will see global and instant rights available for those custom investment. And the rights that you get are either create, edit, view, and ZOG for that custom investment. The global rights will give you the create, edit, view, and ZOG, while the instance right is only edit and view. In order for you to be able to work with those sub-objects, the rights have to be used in combination with the parent custom investment. So if I have a sub-object created under my contract in this example, then I need to at a minimum have view right to my contract object, and then be able to either, depending on what access I need to be able to do, I need either view access to my sub-object, instance or global. If I need to create an sub-object instance, then I need to have the create instant or global right, or actually create is only global, so that's a correction that needs to be made. And then the edit, if I need to edit the sub-object, then I need to have the edit instance or global right, similar for delete. So if I have the edit instance or global right, then I can delete that also. So let's jump in and see the actual product itself. So here I am in 15.7.1. I am in the modern UX under the investments section. You can see I have 6 investments created. I have all the rights for these investments itself. So first, let's go into the blueprint to see how I can add or remove my the new modules that were made available to me. So I'm going to go into my medical center, and under there you can see here are all my new modules that are now available to me. As an admin, I can update my blueprint and I can add these modules. These modules include the ones that are out of the box, as well as in this example, I've created a new sub-object called compliance, and that is now available to me to be included in my blueprint itself. Next, I'm going to go look at the OBS rights. So I have within my OBS, I've created a new OBS called Medical Center OBS. And you can see I've associated my custom investment medical center to this OBS. I can, of course, create the different levels and then work accordingly to define those different levels. But as you can see, the custom investments now can be associated to my OBS itself. Next, I'm going to go look at the security rights. And in this case, I'm just going to go into my security groups. And as part of that security group, I'm going to just look at the global right to show you all the different rights that appear as you create your custom investment itself. So I've created my custom investment, and these are all the rights that have become available to me that I can assign to my individual end users as part of a group. I can do it as global, OBS, or instance. In addition, you can also see the 4 rights that are available to me for my sub-objects, which is the create, edit, view, and ZOG. So these are the 4 rights that become available when you are creating a sub-object to your custom investment. Now I'm going to navigate to the actual custom investment itself. I'm going to go into my medical center. And under the medical center, you can see that there is my OBS that I have assigned to my 4 individual medical centers that were created. And I can use the same for my filter purpose. And here is the OBS unit that I can filter for. If I just want to see the medical center in Illinois, I can just select that. And essentially it shows me that there is one called Ashram in Chicago. That concludes the demo for this specific part.